City, Abuja, Ogun State, and other parts of the country. This part looks at COVID-19 and the human angle. Across the world, people, families, and businesses are having to adjust to lockdowns in nations like the US, UK, Germany, Spain, Italy, India, and even Nigeria. Prominent leaders like Mr. Boris Johnson, Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, have tested positive to COVID-19. In Nigeria, 3 state governors, Mr. Bala Mohammed of Bauchi, Malam Nasir El-Rufai of Kaduna, and Mr. Sheyi Makinde of Oyo all announced that they tested positive. Also, a senior aide to the president tested positive to the pandemic. Celebrities like Idris Elba, Tom Hanks, and Mikel Arteta also informed the public that they also experienced the ailment of the coronavirus. This all shows that despite how powerful and influential people are, they are not above ailments. The good news is that some of them have recovered from the pandemic. A positive story from this is that over 160,000 people have recovered globally from COVID-19. One important takeaway so far is the humanity being displayed across the world. Take a look at Portugal. In the midst of the challenge of the COVID-19, Portuguese government accepted to receive migrants in the country and provide them access to healthcare. That is a remarkable show of humanity, when other governments are maltreating and showing high level of insensitivity to the plight of migrants. The Nigerian private sector, we're seeing business leaders and several private sector organizations donate to the cause of containing the COVID-19 pandemic. Now we can see setup of health centers across the country and support to the work of the National Center for Disease Control in the country. Those are acts of humanity, and these are the kind of things we expect to see happening more in this period. It's not a period to be selfish, it's a period for influential people, rich people, people in the place of power to use their resources to support and ensure that we all unite and contain this pandemic. As we continue, let us now get the experience of Nigerians in this period of the lockdown. It's day 1, and we had to engage some people in the city of Lagos, where we have the lockdown.
Contain in a person to a particular situation for a long time without having some disruptions or whatever. So that's just it. So I think it's a welcoming whatever from, as far as I'm concerned, when it comes to curfew or whatever name we want to call it. You know, the most important thing is that we stay healthy. Get involved in some exercises, you know, daily workout around your neighborhood, you know. It will, because if you are self-isolating, you have to look at the mental aspect of it. I saw some videos, I think over the weekend, of some people that were, this was I think in South America, people that were jumping from their window and they're jumping to their deaths. And what is responsible? Apparently, maybe there are some mental illnesses that was not looked after.
Being an essential worker, actually, I work one of the biggest online stores there is in the world, Amazon, and the constant fear that is this the day that I catch it, you know, it's always there. But at the same time, I count myself a bit lucky because I get to actually make income. But I think, what if I catch this and I bring it home to my family? And these are really real things I think about every day when I go to work. I didn't go to work today because of that same very reason. Some days I just feel like it's better just to like put gas in between, maybe just diminish the probability of like infection just because I have like less exposure days, you know. It's tough.
And it would be nice to hear experience shared across the nation and the world. We also would like to appreciate the frontline health workers across the world who are working tirelessly to ensure that this pandemic is contained. From the US, UK down to Nigeria, we salute their effort lockdowns, including Nigeria. We recognize the efforts of law enforcement agents and even the military. We're trying to ensure that there's law and order and stability during the process, because all hands must be on deck to ensure that this pandemic is contained. We also say a big shout out to the 40 groups of scientists working tirelessly to bring out a vaccine that can be used to also tackle this pandemic. In all, it is all for the good of humanity. It's very important. Cuba and Somalia receive high mentions here as they are sending doctors to Italy, one of the high incidence nations with COVID-19. Those doctors are going there to help to also address and reduce the case of deaths and even the high active cases in that country. Acts like this are acts of humanity and kindness, and we'll continue to always capture this every evening on this segment of the Corona Watch on WebTV. That'll be all for this edition, and we would like you to join us by 9 p.m. for our closing segment for today, day one of the WebTV Corona Watch coverage of the lockdown across the nation. Till we come your way again, thank you for watching and stay safe.